low price.
Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp book.
Featuring a combination of local news, information, and entertainment in the mornings, followed by the radio shopping show for 5 hours each weekday. The First Shift with Marky B starts your morning at 6 a.m., and it's always fun when Larry Jones is a part of the show.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat him tough.
I can haze them.
Can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
And then there'll be a lot of people that come out of the and say that I also hazed
I remember when Mark hazed me. I've been hazed.
Mark hazed me back in 2012.
2012. I remember in Memphis one time. He was really mean to me.
It's First Shift fun and information in the morning, combined with the radio shopping show to save you money. And you get it right here on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook, and WRMN1410.com.
Show yet. So, in the meantime, that was Ben's joke, not mine. I don't want to take credit for that joke. Trademark. Like most new things here at WRMN, they are bright and shiny, and we actually just knocked the dust off of it and put it in. That's the new board. I hope it sounds great to you. I put it in about 20 minutes ago. Still haven't labeled it yet. So let's see how good my memory is for the wiring on this. Good things happening today. We have a very inspirational story, and we're going to have some people coming in. A head coach and the assistant coach. That would be of the South Elgin Little League state champions. I think those are the Lions are nice. Going. So there's a GoFundMe right now that's out there. And with that GoFundMe, you can check out the South Elgin Little League side of it there. Let me pull up on my handy dandy screen. For those of you on the YouTube side of it, you can see right there the 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions. That's right. GoFundMe has jumped up since I printed out, or rather, Mark printed out the information for me. But you can make a difference by donating today to the 2024 South Elgin Little League Intermediate State Champions. These boys have fought hard all season to show for it. They have earned their way into Iowa to compete in the regional tournament.
Love it.
So they won Illinois already, and they are going to Iowa to compete. Please help support our families through this journey. The cost of fuel and housing will be near $1,100 for each player with a 12-player roster. Our goal is to raise half of the cost of lodging and fuel for the families. So we will talk to head coach Tim Canahan and also Ryan Marzano. They are both coaches that are going to be going with these boys, and we'll talk about how they got here and where they're going. It's going to be fun.
That's super cool. I'm so glad that we're helping them with that. We have actually some very interesting baseball news that happened a couple days ago for the White Sox.
Oh, really? What happened?
Michael Kopech improved his stock at the perfect time with an immaculate performance. An immaculate inning is what they call it. So
immaculate inning.
Yes.
How do you achieve an immaculate inning?
Yes. So 9 pitches, 9 strikes. 3
Wow.
up, 3 down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
a perfect game is a bunch of immaculate innings.
Yes. Well, no, not necessarily. That would be an immaculate game. Like literally, he threw 3 pitches to every batter he saw. So in a perfect game, you could have 3-2 counts. You could have 15 pitch counts, something like that. But he only threw 9 pitches. Since it's something that doesn't happen very often, I'm reading the Fansided article here. Check it out at fansided.com. Since this is something that does not happen very often, it is worth noting what exactly an immaculate inning is. I just explained that to you. So the most notable time is when it happened in 2022, when Houston Astros had 2 separate pitchers record immaculate innings against the same hitters in the same game.
Wow.
So it's the first time in 103 years that the White Sox have done it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's right around
history.
and it's right around the trade deadline, so it's kind of good for his stock. So
Absolutely. Would you pick him up in fantasy baseball now that he's done that, or is this like we might wait another 100 and some years before we get another one of these?
If I was interested before, I'm super interested now.
There it is. Immaculate innings, fantasies, state champions, all kinds of different things here on Out to Lunch today. If you want to join into I don't want to necessarily call it chaos, but if you want to join into today's discussions about things, of course, that is 847-931-1410. And of course, you can always text us in the text line, 505-926-1410, or you can leave a message on there too, and it shows up as a text.
That's perfect for radio. And me personally, I think I would do that just because I'm a little shy, a little nervous sometimes. It's a lot of listeners of media, and people just have those cold feet to get on and call in live. So if you just want to get your opinion out there, even say in the message, don't say this on there or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or, please start this topic of discussion. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we want to try to do here. That's why we have the plethora of different shows and different topics that we've got around here. Before we came on, there was some political talk, not only national with Brian Kilmeade, but we had some local talk for Kane County. Kane County Speaks every Thursday from 9 to 10. And we've got a bunch of different things out here. We do not want to tell you what to think, what to do. We want to give you that information. There's a lot of these pundits, I guess, is what people call them, as political influencers, commentators, or just people in general out there in the world.
Too many.
Yeah. We would much rather explain what's happening around here and let you guys throw the opinions in. Now, I've got, my own, but there's no reason for me to push it just because I have this microphone more often.
Yeah. It's like back when I was growing up, the old joke was everyone's a comedian, like everyone's trying to be funny. And nowadays, it's everybody's a pundit. Every single person out there has a political
some sort of something
angle.
Right?
But we're trying to get away from all that. And, I think the more you could be just understanding and realize that everybody has an opinion. So, and we're all here.
So to merge those two things together, I got a cryptic thing, or we did earlier. We got a cryptic message from somebody from the from it.
An encrypted or
cryptic?
Oh.
Cryptic is in like coded and kind of like mysterious, right?
Like the Zodiac guy?
Sure. Well, not like murdery or nothing.
Okay. Was it like a picture of a newspaper with like those block letters, a weird?
Oh yeah, I'm saying like we got it as like a text message.
Okay, go ahead then.
And it was back when they were doing the political show, and it said extremism is no vice, and furthermore, moderation is no virtue. I do not agree with that, but we got it anyway. It came in, and it kind of just jarred me a little bit because it was just There are opinions out there. Let's use the proper verbiage. But yes, there are opinions out there for it. And just because you say it in a grandiloquent way, you use words like furthermore or virtue and vice and things, and it sounds nice and poetic, but no, moderation is for everybody. Balance.
Yeah.
Gluttony is definitely extremist. Is that a vice?
Yeah, I would say in retort to that, I think their point would be that some things in life require extremism.
Sure.
Yeah, you're making a flambe.
Yes. Well, I look at it this way. I am against olives. I don't like olives, but I am in no way going to smack them out of your mouth.
Right. Yeah, you would.
That's an extremist view.
I would have to be extreme back to you if you did that to me.
That's what I mean. So some moderation it should be allowed for to live with other people.
Like everything in life, there's a line where extremism.
But that's what I mean. Extremism has no line. It's all the way on the far. So that was it.
Thanks for your texts.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It was a thought-provoking message, and we wanted to make sure that all thought-provoking messages are given their fair shot for it. Speaking of thought-provoking messages, we got a few more text messages that are back. Somebody jumped in and said, hey, glad Sonar is back and ready to learn a bit more. Somebody also sent a message out earlier about the, I can't remember all of it. I was an email, but they talked about the SCOTUS stuff that we talked about on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. We talked about on Tuesday. They wanted us to go also into the Wrmn decision that was also put in there. So not only the immunity stuff. So I'm looking into the Wrmn decision, which essentially says that the EPA and all of the other agencies can no longer interpret laws. So the next time that somebody says, well, how much poison in my Fruit Loops is actually harming people, it won't be the experts that put it together. It will be judges that now make those decisions. Yeah. How many rat droppings are in the chili that you buy will now no longer be decided by the Food and Drug Administration. They will now be decided by judges. Mm-hmm. So that's 40 years of precedent as well, also obliterated. But these are the people that we didn't vote for, but we voted for the people that voted for them to put them in there. And so, I mean, indirectly, I guess we put these people in there, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But all sunshine and rainbows today, all good things as it moves through. We are going to get some sunshine today, Benjamin. Ooh. It's going to peek through. It's going to peek through sometime this afternoon. Just a popping around.
Saw a little bit out there.
It's getting there, sir.
Getting through the clouds. A little UVB for us.
From what I've heard, it's going to end up being 80s. They've now corrected it to 80 on the button. Friday, although, 86. And I'll tell you, Sunday, buddy, stay inside because you will fry.
How much?
90? Dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm lathering up. If I'm even like going out to check the mail.
And if you miss the 92 degrees on Sunday, it's okay. Monday's got your back.
90 what?
92 on the button.
Double 92.
My goodness. People in Europe right now are telling their country, like Italy. Italy, I think, is on a red weather warning is what they call it. I'm sure they don't say it in English, but yes, because of the heat. Yeah. They're advising everybody to stay inside during the hardest part of the days, drink all of the water, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I made the joke on X the last time it was this hot. Mm-hmm. Like my air conditioning just wants to be funny and like, I'm just going to blow a little hot air for a little while. It's so hot. It's so hot that it just can't even like.
It can't keep up with it. Can't keep up for it for there. Hey, we've got two gentlemen standing by for the South Elgin Little League champs. They will be moving on to the Nationals, I believe. They're going up against Iowa in Iowa. We've got to send them there. We got to help them out. Benjamin, I think it is time for a break for us, sir.
The Bills.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Out to lunch. Going right through the world. Going to talk about some more things here in Elgin and the Fox River Valley, because we are the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. WRMN 1410. Be right back after this.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 and Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry out, or dine in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe, because when you talk, they hear you.
Clocking out? Drive home with the Drive Time Deal with Matt McNeil on WRMN 1410 AM every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. I bring you the hottest deals in town, the most intriguing stories, and the tracks that take the edge off rush hour. Tune in on 1410 AM. Catch us on YouTube Live at WRMN Radio or stream through our app. I've got the wheel to steer your evening right. WRMN 1410 AM, your home of radio shopping and the soundtrack to your commute.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, If you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be taking you through the remainder of the hour. I've got some friends here, and of course, there's a reason I played this. Get out of here. Put me in, coach. Let's get out there. Who's been out there in center field? Me. When I played Little League, that was it. I started with coach pitch, then got hit in the face with a line ball, and next year they said, where do you play? Right field. Right back there. Loved playing right field. Not so much the pitcher so much, but loved playing it. Built up that responsibility, that teamwork. We've got two gentlemen here today that are helping the next generation have those memories and enjoy those strengths. We've got the South Elgin Little League champs right here. That would be Tim Canham and Ryan Marzano. Thank you both, gentlemen, for being here with me today.
Thank you for having us.
62 years. 62 years you said that this league has been around.
Correct.
And you're making history yet again.
Making history, making memories.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yes.
How long have you both been coaching?
For me, this would be my 13th year. I've had the privilege of coaching as an assistant coach with a lot of other great coaches over the years. And by about 7 years ago or so, I decided just to start being a head coach and taking my own team and kind of branching off and work with some other dads and stuff. And I was able to coach my older two boys and got my third son now and my last son, and got a couple more years of coaching, and then I'll be board.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But we'll find teams to go coach. Even
There you go.
Right.
yeah. This is my 12th year doing it. Head coach and board member in 2 different towns since I've been doing it. Coach with a bunch of great guys and so many kids. It's wild to see as like my oldest, we go to all these other places and I run into all these families and kids that I coached when they were 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm. And they say, thank you, Coach
They
Ryan.
do, yeah.
Right?
And, Tim's got 3 in the league. I had 2, and I've coached all 3 of his. He's coached 2 of mine. And we've done it together for a few years. It's been great.
We got acquainted actually when they came to the league for South Elgin from Streamwood. I drafted his son.
Oh, there you go.
And so it's so we it's kind of where we both met together, and here we are coaching together now.
So let's talk about this team. Let's talk about these boys.
Absolutely.
And they've been working hard all summer. They have been walking through. Tell me a little bit about their journey to get to the regionals here.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it kind of started last fall. We kind of got this group together and played a fall ball season, and then we started doing work in the off season, speed and agility stuff with them, and then just a bunch of hitting and fielding training over the winter. And then, the summer's it's been great. It's gone by in a flash sometimes, you feel like, but we've played 50 total games with this crew pretty much. And,
wow.
The last 3 weekends have been just crazy, winning tournament after tournament and keep going, and see how they respond. We played some tough games, and they've responded every single time. We couldn't be prouder of this crew than we are.
Coach Tim, how's the momentum? Is this momentum tournament after tournament like Coach Ryan's talking about here? Is that what's driving these boys to just keep going more and more and harder?
So with this group, we've said it from day one that if we don't play as individuals and play as we call it a family, we actually chant out at the end of every game, on 3, 1, 2, 3, family, because that's what they are. And when they play cohesively, I don't feel there's a team that could beat them. Because they're just a great group of young men who believe in each other. They have fun with each other. There's no cliques on a team. It's just a group of young men that just enjoy each other, and a great group of parents to support them out there on the field as well too.
And this is a team of 12 to 13-year-olds. So this is arguably the summer childhood capstone, right? This is the memory that they're going to take with them through college, through life, through all of this. And how do you guys feel about the responsibility of helping mold these futures that are going through here?
So the coaches and I talked before we even put this whole thing together in fall ball. We started working together, and I said the most important message we have to get to these young men is, like, life is tough, and baseball is a life lesson, and you have to learn how to fail and make mistakes, and we're okay with that. And that message has really gotten through to the boys over time, and we told them that we're raising them not to be good baseball players, but good young men.
There you go.
Good future husbands, good maybe future coaches when they have kids, good people in the workforce. If they throw a tantrum out in the field, are they going to do that at their job when they get a job? So the message to the parents and to the coaches and to the kids has just been consistent throughout the entire year, and we haven't wavered from that. So.
And it's your job, Coach, to make sure it's tough, right? To make sure that it's tough enough, but you're not beating them down.
No.
You got to
right.
give them the challenge.
Right.
Let them challenge themselves.
Yeah, it's their experience. We put in the work as coaches, but it's their job to go out and do it, and they've responded, tremendously, I think, because of the way we do it. We're hard on them sometimes, but never too hard. We want them to learn from their mistakes and realize that a mistake is no big deal. You missed a ground ball, you struck out swinging, it's fine. Let's work on how you can fix that going forward.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Iowa. You guys are traveling, and from what it seems like, it is $1,100 a player to get over there. My goodness. And that's fuel, that's room and board, that's everything. We want to make sure that these boys actually get there on the bus the way they're supposed to, almost pro level type of stuff, right? We got to make sure that there's green M&Ms and
and there's no rider contract.
Yeah.
No, but it's the GoFundMe is on there right now, and I think you can go to 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions for that there. And let me go ahead and pull it up on the screen for those of you on YouTube. So those of you that are sitting on YouTube, you can go to that as well. See it there. You guys are already at $2,240. When we started promoting this, you guys were about $1,000 less than what you got here, and it's only been a couple days. How has this response had been such an upswing for this? Tell me about the support you guys have been getting.
The support for our South Elgin Little League in general, or our town, has always been fantastic. We've always, I mentioned earlier, family, been one huge family. And just to look at some of the people that have donated, like coaches that we have coached with, people that other families, that part of other all-star teams and younger divisions, and the outpouring has been fantastic. I can tell you we're all humbled by that. And we would do the same if one of our younger divisions or older divisions or somebody had the same opportunity. So again, humbled to see that all these families and friends see the opportunity that these boys have in front of them in Iowa to continue making memories, and they're a big part of that and supporting us with that.
What is after Iowa? Because you said no team can beat this team.
Well,
so Iowa, you better watch out.
So Iowa's the regionals, and then the World Series for this division is in California, Livermore, California. Yeah. So
Iowa's the only one in the way.
Yeah, so we'll need to charter a plane if we get there. But
wow,
I don't know. We'll see. That's the final step. For this division.
And as the major networks come down a little bit more on the regionals as well, I know they cover the full-on championship for it there. Are you guys going to be covered nationally at this game?
At times there are some, I think, more on YouTube.
Okay.
I know ESPN Plus has sometimes broadcasted some regional games for Little League. It's more broadcasted a little heavier, like at the World Series level.
The team's not camera shy, are they?
No. I don't think I don't know if we might have a couple that are a little shy, but I don't think they're shy of much at all. So they're a bunch of goofballs and out there having fun playing baseball regardless. So
yeah, time of their lives.
That's fun. Tell me a little bit about the team, the shout outs you guys had. You wanted to make sure we mentioned some people.
Yeah, well, first off, there's Ryan and I are part of the coaching staff, and I didn't want to mention a couple of other coaches because, again, this is about the boys, but you have to have people sacrifice a lot of their time as volunteers. And we've had some dads that have sacrificed a lot of their time as volunteers to help these boys. Mike Locke could not be here with us at the studio today, but he's one of our coaches for our All-Star team. And then Anthony Nudo and Esteban Gutierrez were two other coaches that played a big part in a lot of our winter training and everything we did this whole past winter and spring. So the boys, I'm gonna make sure I go through my game changer. I don't want to miss any of these boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gentlemen. So I'll start off with my little guy, Owen Canham. Shout out to Mr. Owen. We got Elvis Gutierrez, who I think is afraid of the water now because of one of our coaches.
Inside joke.
Inside joke, yeah. Mike Locke is laughing somewhere right now for that. Then we got Mike's son, Jackson Locke, who has had a fantastic season. Probably hit like over 20 home runs for regular season. Yeah, he was locked in. Gianni Nudo, he was our center fielder that made the last catch for the final out. As soon as the ball was hit up and I saw him under it waving his arm, we were both like, yep, this is done. Like that kid wasn't going to drop the ball.
You had some time to savor that win there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he even said at the game, he's like, Coach, I wanted the ball hit to me. I'm like, well, we're both glad the ball was hit to you. So Vince Galassi, we got Grayson Lundquist, Esteban Gutierrez Jr., we got Noah Gerens, who I could tell you, all these boys played a big part in everything, but Noah jump-started these boys in our district championship All-Stars. We were down against a very good Woodstock team with some very good pitching and defense, and Noah hit a home run that I don't think has landed yet into the golf course over at Wing Park.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that put the boys up, and they never looked back after that. I mean, the fans erupted on that one. So, very good young man. Frankie Lasordo, who joined us on the intermediate level. He actually played up at the juniors level throughout the year.
Oh.
So he was one of the guys that came down, and the boys have really embraced him on the team. Kale Marzano, the crafty lefty, he's our Billy Wagner on the team. He comes in and closes games down. And he closed that game down for us at state and did a fantastic job. Jackson Sakamoto and Brady Smith. So just a great group of young men overall. And our regular season, we did mention we had a regular season as well, too. I like to give big kudos to those boys because they had a big part in helping these guys for All-Stars. They weren't there on the All-Star team for us, but Caden Berry, Lucas Brania, Maxim Spazojevic, say the name right, and Jackson Doolin, Mr. Doolin. They were 4 boys that were part of our regular season team who played a big part in the development of their friends who were out.
And that team went and won a tournament too together. I mean, that's a huge roster at that level, 15 kids. But Tim did an amazing job, mixing the lineups up, and we won the Hams tournament, which is for in-house teams.
Wow.
They were all there for it and all contributed.
Well,
so
and
it's been amazing.
When we think about community, we think about the adults, right? We think about, this coach put in here, or this person donated this, but it's also the players that they played with throughout the seasons, all of the other teams that were there.
Yeah.
Without their sportsmanship, without their challenge for it, these teams, you can't have a championship without somebody else to play with. So that's really where it is. And without that support and without their give it all, then you wouldn't have been able to refine this team here. And that I call them the crucible. The rest of them are the crucible. They helped forge the team that's going out there. So everybody in that sphere has put something into it. Wonderful stuff. Again, go to the GoFundMe side of it there. 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions. That's what you're looking for right there. GoFundMe.com/F/2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions. Put all of those words into your favorite search engine or your favorite AI, and I'm sure it will come up. Shout out to Jim and Fran McGowan for a hefty donation. Christy David as well. Denise Valentine just jumped in about an hour ago. So jump on this train. Get a part of it. Be a part of this here. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with me today.
No, we feel blessed to be here, and thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
No, anytime. But make sure you let us know what's happening with Iowa.
Yeah, so we'll post on our Facebook page, South Elgin Little League Facebook page, the bracket for this tournament, and then once we get the link for like the live stream, so people can check us out. Because,
That's it. South Elgin Little League on Facebook, right?
Yep, right.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was Coach Tim Canham and Coach Ryan Marzano. Thank you both for being here. Thank you, listener, for being here as well. This is Out to Lunch, WRMN. More, I guess, shenanigans after this.
There's new grass on the field. Around the third and headed for home. It's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Anyone can understand the way I feel. Oh, put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery. Sponsored by Sendik's Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit MilwaukeeZoo.org. On July 13th at 6:30 p.m., join the Schaumburg Boomers at 6:30 p.m. for Jersey Giveaway. The first 1,500 fans will receive a Boomers replica jersey. Then help the Boomers strike out pediatric cancer with Gold Glove Charities Fireworks Night. On July 14th at 1 p.m., the first 1,500 fans receive a Boomers pickleball paddle, thanks to Now Foods. Also, pregame catch on the field and postgame autographs presented by Wintrust.
Wow, it's here, the Kane County Fair, July 17th through the 21st in St. Charles. It's fun for everyone. Grandstand thrills, pro champion bull riders, demo derby, music on the Middle Light soundstage, classic car show, and more. Always free parking. Kane County Fair, July 17th through the 21st in St. Charles at the Kane County Fairgrounds. Visit kanecountyfair.com. Wow, it's here, and it's fantastic. Brought to you in part by Ascension St. Joseph Elgin and Ascension Mercy Aurora and Miller Lite.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. Again, I will be taking you through the rest of this hour. It is 44 after. Soon to be 45 after. Right on the button. I love doing that. I love it when we do it live, too. That's my fun little game I like to play with you listeners that are on the AM dial. If you're listening on the stream or you're listening on the YouTube, we really appreciate you doing that, but you're 10 seconds in the past. You're not happening like the rest of us. Sitting on atomic time. The best time. The best time every afternoon is, of course, out to lunch. See, you do the segue as you walk through there. I only learned it watching you, Benjamin. My executive producer.
I have an inner chronometer.
It's true. Do you after what you're sitting at about a decade right now, right? Of constant live radio.
Yeah.
You absolutely can pull a minute.
Oh, for sure.
Like
yeah.
at any point you could be like, that was a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The boss lady gets mad at me because I have a much slower heart rate than she does. On average, it's in the 60s. So I have that same thing that you're talking about. That weird, I'm radio person, got to know how long a minute is.
Yes. That was a minute.
What about you? That was a minute right there. Marcus Mack. Hey, man. Thanks for being here during the weekday.
Yeah, coming in, join the segment for a second. You were on vacation.
I went on vacation both days that you were live.
Yeah.
So I went on vacation like Friday, and then you were live that Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't back from vacation until Tuesday. So you got both of your live shows like just thrown into the fire.
You were camping and hanging out, and they said you were having the time of your life. I said, well, all right, fine. You missed the parade. I tell you.
Mac, I have to drive into the forest of Michigan to get away from you people.
No, you know what? It was funny because you went there and I came back.
Really?
Actually, that's where I was on my vacation. I was in Michigan.
That's fun.
And I was in Elma. They call it Elma, even though it's spelled ALMA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not going to get on the Michigan folks about that.
It's always something. Mackinac.
Yeah, because there's a road.
Like, it's Alma, and I got correct. It is Elma. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're riding on Elma Road, right? Because there's that road that cuts through there. So I was up near you as well, Traverse City, that area.
Okay.
Elmira, Gaylord. That's the area that I was up in.
Then near Charlevoix.
Yeah.
And it's all trees and stuff up there.
Oh, it
man.
is.
It's
forest.
I hear so many good things about Michigan.
It's nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah, just everything.
And it's like planted trees too. Like these are older trees, but they are in rows and rows and rows. Kind of like how they were trying to just do the forest preserve aspect of it. And while we were there, they were blowing them up.
Yeah.
Like when they go and try to find a dead tree or two, they'll go up there and actually blow it up with dynamite.
You got the ash borers and all that.
Mm-hmm. But it was a fun time. Watch out for ticks. Didn't bring any ticks home with me, so I was lucky with that.
I brought spray with me when I went there. I'm like, off's coming.
Yep, you need it. You need it. We played. Oh, I didn't put your cameras on. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, you got us blind.
We played a trick on. Go ahead.
Sorry, DEET, no DEET. I was just going to throw that in there.
DEET, yeah. Well, you get the spray enough. I've also seen people like clip dragonflies to themselves.
Really?
Does it work?
Yeah. Supposedly it does. I
hate dragonflies.
According to the TikToks, right?
I'm not a dragonfly guy.
The dragonfly has been following me, man.
Following you?
Yeah.
They sense fear. They can.
No,
they do.
Well, it's got the wrong vibe for me because I'm like, like cool, but like I see you again. Like the other day, I have a video. It flew right in onto my dashboard and was just chilling there, and I'm like, oh, wow. And just like a little nervous driving, the things buzzing around, but I was just like calmly, I went right out. So all's well that ends well.
Out there in the world, but you got to get out into nature with it. As it's going, good to catch up on everything for there. But how's the show been going now that it's live? I know you've been pre-recording it or so.
It was, now you've able to incorporate callers. Had a guest on the show. Robert Little appeared a week ago on the actual very first one live. Robert Little came in from Black Sports Online, and now this week I'm going to feature Casey Sandora is going to be here. She's from Fox Sports 1, so she's going to be joining the show, and that's just made it so much better now that I can actually incorporate guests because obviously when I was doing, from my side, I didn't have a full board, so I'm, trying to guess through a phone, and it's no call-ins, and I think that drives the show a lot when people are able to call in and get their opinion, so I'm really looking forward to that.
You guys are live on YouTube as well, so you guys push it on there, so the WRMN YouTube, you can follow it on that side.
You can come and watch it live and watch the replays if you missed the live show, which I just absolutely love. That's just, to me, that's tremendous.
And soon we're going to have theater seating literally on the street here, so that people can see us here. If you didn't know, the studio has glass. We're sitting right here on the street, waving at people.
We love it. We love
looking at the shawarma stop.
It's a live show, not only on the radio, but in person too.
In person.
So come down and say hi. We're always waving, seeing people.
No, I mean, so that just makes it absolutely tremendous, right? When you get people walking by and you're able to they say hello, and they actually interact with the show. That's what they don't realize. Like, they really interact with you, and it makes it great. It's a really great experience.
As the sports director, or at least there are our sports grand poobah.
Yes.
Guru.
The sports poobah here.
The poobah. Immaculate innings. There are a lot of celestial terms in baseball.
Oh yeah, it's got to be grandiose.
Immaculate innings. Right. This isn't like an immaculate catch. This is the opposite of it, right?
Right. Now, all of this streaming from the Immaculate Conception. So it's all supposed to signal a miracle,
divinity,
right? Divinity that this happened.
The baseball gods, you hear of it.
But there's not the Immaculate Hit. Why is that?
Oh, yeah. Where's that?
Where's that one at?
That would be inside the park home run.
Now there is the hit heard around the world, and that's the famous term going
Gibson?
back. Yes, pop. Gone, but immaculate hit. I would have to maybe give that to either Kirk Gibson or Joe Carter. A lot of people forget about Joe Carter, Toronto Blue Jays, when he turned on that curveball and sent it out for the Blue Jays to get set up to win.
Dude, talking of old baseball, I just saw on Marquee Network they throw on old games, old replays every once in a while. The 1990 All-Star Game, which was at Wrigley Field. And
I remember that, actually.
Guess who was in that? And I saw it, and I was like, I had that guy's baseball card. Not only that, but I saw him play when I was a kid. Julio Franco. Julio Franco was still playing. He was
Texas
an All-Star.
Ranger.
The year I was born.
And can't remember where. Actually, I think he was a New York Met as well.
He was on the Braves for a long time.
For the Braves, just a classic guy, could always hit. One of those 4-tool guys, maybe almost a 5-tool player. You just had to appreciate out there. And I'll tell you the one thing I love too, just talking about sports in general, is that I love the vibe in the town. The town has got a very great sports vibe. I saw that during the parade, and I really liked that you saw the Little League teams, football and baseball, and I was really inspired by that to see, how much sports for youth is in the community. I just think that that's tremendous, along with the high school teams that we have, as well in the area. So I really hope that continues, because I just think that sports brings family and community together in a big way.
And I think this, so let's put it into the frame of the COVID aspect of it, of oh my goodness, this is what happened to all of us. I think the first things that came around were the office work. The next year that came around, last year's been restaurants. We've seen a really good swell of restaurants opening up and small businesses. Now it's the community activities.
Yep.
We now feel so normalized now with going back to work, going back to restaurants. Now, okay, it's fine for our kids to now all hang out and slobber at the pizza party while we go afterwards, or share in a cooler full of Capri Suns.
And you think about it this way too. Sports was kind of professional sports was the first thing to come back, and it was something that people needed to focus on because there was just such a sharp halt of activity, and being able to obviously see your friends or do anything like that slowed down for a lot of people. That was one of the first things that I feel like as a nation we focused on, is bringing back sports as entertainment.
They were the ones that had the money to do it. And now we can get the participation and the donations and everything else. So do go to that GoFundMe, South Elgin Little League Champs. That is the 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions on GoFundMe. This is what drives, let's reward excellence. We all talk about punishing bad.
No.
Let's reward excellence.
Or calling out mediocrity.
Yeah, or calling out mediocrity, or any lukewarm anything. If you want to be passionate, if you want to be extreme, let's be extreme for the good.
Yes,
that's where we need to be.
Community work, it's important. I feel like, and it's great, and it's great for the kids.
Let's lift each other up. Let's go from there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So thank you, Coach Tim and Coach Ryan, for putting it out there. But again, GoFundMe, they need $1,100 for each player.
Oh yeah, they can do it. They can do it.
And this is it. They're only asking the GoFundMe to put up half of it. They're saying, don't make these kids put all of it up.
Right.
Let's just meet them halfway. So if you're looking for that GoFundMe, that is the 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions. Did you guys play Little League?
Briefly.
Briefly?
Very briefly. My brother actually played a lot more than me. And I was just kind of like, I mean, baseball wasn't really my real drive. It was more basketball, a little bit more football. But yeah, just very briefly. And I still enjoyed the team aspect, and of course, still play baseball with the kids in the neighborhood growing up. I think that's just the one sport you can never really get away from, no matter how much things have changed, where baseball isn't the number one sport anymore. I think with kids, it still is a very important, vital thing.
A big thing about baseball is you need so much equipment. You gotta have the bat and the balls and the gloves for
That's
everybody.
Soccer's global.
Yeah, you just need the ball.
And the uniform. Let's just be honest. A baseball uniform is completely different than a basketball one. It's just jerseys and shorts.
Yep.
You need cleats, pants, shirt, straps, mouth guard.
That's why we're asking on behalf of South Elgin Little League to help with that GoFundMe.
Please do. Go support the kids.
Yeah, the community, the kids in the community. And to answer your question, myself, I did do Little League. It was one of those things, how much time baseball games take. And my parents both worked full time, and they were like, oh wow, soccer games are only an hour. So they were like, do you want to do baseball or do you want to play soccer? And I was really good at baseball. My dad was calculating out my average, and I had a 700 average. It was coach pitch at that time.
How about wrestling? That's a couple minutes at a time.
Yeah. So I had my time with baseball, and it stuck with me. I'm still a huge baseball fan.
There you go. Hey, you sticking with us for the next hour, Mac? You got to get out of here.
I got to get out in a little bit, but you know what? It's always great hanging out and stopping in and talking with you guys for Out to Lunch. I love it.
Appreciate coming in. Listen to The Truth About Chicago Sports every Sunday afternoon, noon to 1.
Yes.
That would be Mac over there. Hey, we're going to take your calls in the next hour. Different things to talk about. You're listening to Out to Lunch. Don't forget, 2024 South Elgin Little League State Champions. GoFundMe. Go there. We'll see you on the other side.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare. something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Patrol at 800-699-9043.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. In Elgin, authorities are currently investigating a recent incident of reports of gunfire in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane. Police were called to the scene around 10:45 a.m. on July 8th, following reports from local residents who noted hearing what they believed to be gunshots the night before around 10 p.m. The Elgin Police Department urging anyone with information to come forward regarding this incident. Kids who love trains will love the Bumblebee Express train ride at the Gail Borden Public Library, taking place from 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. this Friday at the Gail Borden Public Library, 270 North Grove Avenue. In Elgin, a significant investigation underway following a shooting incident involving an off-duty police officer near the intersection of Walnut Avenue and National Street. The event, which occurred around 4:35 p.m. on July 8th, prompted a large response from local law enforcement. No Elgin police officers were involved in the incident, the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force taking the lead on the investigation. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Welcome to Staples, young man.
Tomorrow's my big day.
Big day?
First grade.
Aw, well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue.
I need a laptop.
Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school.
Wait. The finances are Mom's department.
Right.
I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
By love of food and wellness, Mockingbird Bar and Garden of East Dundee encourages you to eat seasonal and clean while still indulging a bit. Whether food is served fresh or wood-fired, nothing is overcomplicated. Mockingbird Bar and Garden promises to give your palate something delicious and new and aspires to be a hive of buzz and activity. Start your weekend with an espresso or complement dinner with wine, specialty cocktails, or craft beer. Visit mockingbirdbarandgarden.com today.
Blast off! As Circus World boldly goes where no circus has gone before. Feel the big bang as Tina the Human Cannonball flies high.
Defy gravity with an upside-down rocketeer. Perky poodles, soaring aerial acts, plus camels, llamas, horses, and ponies orbiting the ring.
Jugglers, zany comedy, and space cadet music invite you to Blast Off! To family fun at Circus World.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
If it's fair, it's a long home run. 3-run homer, Ian Happ. Get out the tape measure for Ian. A long blast, fair by about 20 feet and gone by plenty.
Big win for the Cubs Tuesday 9-2 at Baltimore. The action courtesy Cubs Radio. Jamison Taillon got the win. He's 6-4. He struck out 7 with 4 hits allowed and 2 earned runs over 6 innings of work. Michael Busch and Ian Happ homered. Happ's 3-run homer gave Chicago a 7-2 lead in the 4th. Busch had 3 hits, including his 12th homer solo shot. That was the first run allowed by Orioles starter Dean Kramer in the 1st. The series continues tonight. 7-2 Shota Imanaga starts for Chicago. 9-3 Corbin Burns gets the nod for Baltimore. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's one-day sale has summer's greatest savings. Shop limited time specials like 40 to 60% off everything for this weekend's Backyard Bash. From the Cellar Barbecue, Henkel's, and Tupperware. 40 to 70% off fine jewelry from Effie, Levion, and more. And 30 to 55% off bras, pajamas, and more basics. Hurry in. Our one-day sale starts Tuesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi,
welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back-to-school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
Second hour of Out to Lunch. Let me turn my camera on there. Second hour of Out to Lunch. That's right. That's right. Come down a little bit there, Space Hog. This new board, I'm trying to get my mix down a little bit more toned in. Person here with me to help guide us through the Out to Lunch would be Ben Demonium Boquest. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Anytime, man. Yeah, always a sincere pleasure to be that this is part of my job, to sit around and talk shop and whatever is going on in the town and media. Dream come true.
I say it all the time, buddy. There's not a lot of people out there that have a better job than me. I'm sorry. I like my job.
And it's still work, though.
It is work. It absolutely is work.
Yes.
Like it's like if you were your hobby was a gardener,
right?
Like you still enjoy gardening.
Mm-hmm.
It's still work, but you get to do your job that you like a hobby that you like and get paid for it. So
yes,
that's what I do here. And that's it. That's what I like to do.
It becomes one of those scenarios where it's the cobbler's children have no shoes, the carpenter's house has no doors, the gardener's front yard maybe doesn't have as many gardening things. But
the radio engineer doesn't have a show.
Yeah, a podcast.
That's how I was for a long time. Was just we were in the industry for a good, I don't know, for me at least, I was in for a good 5 years before I really had like a steady, I am the host now type of thing. So, and even then that was during the podcast revolution, which arguably is still going on now. But I think mostly podcasts just ended up taking over all other medium. Like,
sure.
The way I look at it is like, you remember when your grandma said that that's a Nintendo? But it was a Nintendo for everything. Like Xbox was the Nintendo, and the PlayStation was the Nintendo.
What's this damn Nintendo again?
Always at his house playing his Nintendo.
It's just
that's how I look at podcasting. Everything's a podcast. No, that's a vlog.
There's a zillion.
There's a podcast. No, that's the transcript for a blog. Like it's just.
I personally love it. Have it grown up listening to talk radio and talk shows so much that talk shows are now like the most popular medium. But it's just funny how people rag on radio shows now. It's like you're just doing what we've been doing since the radio.
I also dare an AI to put on a 2-hour radio show every single day. I dare you.
No, I
AI.
Yeah, but please don't, because that would be boring.
It would be pretty boring. But that's what I mean. They wouldn't be able to do one.
They wouldn't. And I'd be able to tell that the glitches in the AI.
But yeah, so that's what I mean. AI can trick people in bursts, right?
Yeah.
A quick picture. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's happening. But if you look at it like they've got 6 fingers, like an arm is coming out of their elbow just slightly.
It's always something. Or a big one is people have the same exact face. You know.
Yes, exactly. Like all the people have the exact same makeup,
features,
face, all of that. A person who is unique into his own and called in to test our phone lines on the board, that would be Cleveland Dennis. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you. I played around. I had to hang up because it was low volume, but now that I'm talking to you, it's at the right level. But you know what? I got a few things to say.
Okay.
Mac, you think about this.
Yeah.
He mentioned one baseball player when you guys were talking. That baseball player is somebody that I know in a kind of interpersonal way from Cleveland. I mean, I used to sit behind the Indians' dugout with my 3 daughters. He gave one of my daughters a baseball at one of the night games because we used to pick up, because of the tickets of one of our vendors, used to give me 3 tickets, 4 of them. Me, Opie Esperanza, Francis, and Denise. We would go to the Indians baseball game. It was Julio Franco.
Awesome. Yeah, the standby, one of the longest tenured MLB players ever.
Ever.
Really?
Yeah. He played in the Mexican League when he was like 50, and he played in some independent league in Japan when he was 56.
Wow.
But that was me. I played till I was 38, then I moved to Chicago.
Very cool.
Hey, it's unbelievable, but I wanted to talk to Mac about it, but I'll bug him on this show this Sunday, I think.
Absolutely. 12 to 1 on Sundays. He is taking callers now, so it'll be great.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I made a note for myself, but, I'm going to refer back to, Marky B and mash the buttons. You can ask him about that. You guys hit the 2 magic words today because aside from there was a great interview with those baseball coaches from South Elgin and, of course, with Mac, but you talked about the Supreme Court decision, and to me it involves the OGAs, other governmental agencies, because I deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an event, I don't want to bore you, about 6 months ago, about 4 months ago, and we just finished, where we were bringing in refrigerant from China for air conditioners, and the EPA stepped in, and they had made a decision that certain refrigerants couldn't be allowed in because they're dangerous to the atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
And one of our customers got burnt for $150,000, and we were fighting it. They called me into it. It wasn't my particular piece of business, but they called me into it to assist. And it's the EPA made a decision that, just came out. It just came out of the ether.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
well, a lot of it
wasn't in place.
Well, so now what's going to happen is instead of the EPA experts going to do it, now you're going to have some arbitrary judge make those decisions for you, which I mean, I don't think is for the better.
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The so-called experts with the EPA, they're politically motivated. I'm sorry. That's what I see. Maybe it's an opinion.
Politically motivated about the environment or politically motivated in general?
In general, I think, because, you know what? I have a personal friend I grew up with, and I mean a personal friend. He worked for the FDA. I deal with the FDA, too. They do the same stuff. You know what? We live in a capitalist society. The capitalist society, and I'm going to go back to what Mac and Ben and you were talking about, like, hey, a soccer ball, no expense. But baseball equipment, football equipment, I played them both. I paid for everything. However, I look at them now a little bit differently. All our industries, the sporting industry, Riddell and Elk Grove Village makes the helmets for the NFL. All of these companies, they should be contributing to the kids. You know, I know everybody's paying for the equipment, but why don't those companies that make buku bucks, contribute to help that out?
I don't know. It would be good.
The cool thing that I'm seeing, too, is a lot of those larger companies starting initiatives like that, too, because of things like you're saying right now. Like, why aren't you helping out the community that you serve a little bit more?
Right.
And,
Exactly.
I think you're seeing that a little
And
bit.
now we're at a point now where, I mean, if you talk about the higher corporations, I think is what you're getting at with this, Dennis, is that what they'll do is they'll donate $1 million, but they'll spend $3 million on the campaign talking about how they donated $1 million. So
I love it. Listen,
that's your capitalist society.
That's
right
marketing
there, sir.
Yeah.
That's your laissez-faire. But I get it. I get the laissez-faire aspect of capitalism. I absolutely get the to the letter originalism of the Supreme Court, that it should not be other people other than judges that should decide things and interpret the law. I understand where it's coming from, but it is such a broad understanding of what's going on, because why can't the president just say, I appointed these people to do this? They are part of the executive branch. Part of the executive branch is enforcing these laws, and this is where the law draws. It's the same thing as if a police officer writes you a ticket for speeding or gives you a warning, right? You would want some sort of discretion that's there, but that's why you put the EPA and their experts as the discretion, because if all the people that are going to know that you're speeding, it would be the guy who's measuring your speed, not the guy that you petition 3 months afterwards that'll be able to tell you if you were speeding or not.
Your political logic blows me away. Listen, I'm going to go back to the show that Marky B had on this morning at around 9 o'clock.
Show. King County Speaks?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely great show.
See, and I had called in about a tax issue and all that, but, I just think there's too much, particularly in this state, too much gaming of the system.
Absolutely.
That's what we got here. They're gaming the system when the EPA and the FDA are involved. I actually had a customer over in northern Indiana. They're still a customer to this day. The brother of my customer, they're down in Panama, the country, and they do work down there internationally, and I get involved with them. But he got appointed as the FMC commissioner, and they're calling me for getting answers. I go, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things, because this is precedent, because a lot of these is 40 years of how we all understand the law. Even Congresswoman Lauren Boebert attacked the EPA just in the hearing this week and said, well, which one of these regulations are you going to pull back? And the leader of the EPA said, well, none of them. That's not what the Supreme Court decided. And Boebert was just adamant about, no. It makes what they decided made all of the decisions you ever made unconstitutional, and therefore you need to start repealing the EPA from the very beginning. And the EPA has never been congressionally whatever. So it's just, there's a lot of people that don't understand the decisions that were made.
You blow my mind by knowing that. I appreciate that, because I'm ready to call my colleagues about the Supreme Court decision to help out that customer in Arkansas.
Yes. So what also helps you too with that?
Pardon?
What also helps you too with that is there's another Supreme Court decision. I don't know the actual name of it, But in essence, what it does is, the statute of limitations when the EPA puts something out, there's a 6 years that you have to say that you had damages for it.
No idea.
So if one of these, like you say, other than government agencies?
OGA, other governmental agencies, and
There you go.
have to deal with an extra governmental agency when you're dealing with customs.
So that's what I mean. If they make a regulation and it harms you, you have 6 years from the point that they made the regulation to sue them. Now the Supreme Court has said you have 6 years from the point the regulation harms you. So I can set up a new bank today and say banking regulations harmed me and I now will sue the government.
Is this why we have so many lawyers, so they can take care of all this?
And welcome to the deluge that will be more and more now that we've gotten rid of Chevron deference.
Doesn't that just to be a devil's advocate here?
All day, love it.
Do it.
Does that not? Yeah. Well, thanks for your encouragement, guys.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right. Doesn't that encourage newer generations to question and have an avenue to kind of question these things? Like, isn't that an angle that could be? That's the thing.
I agree, absolutely. Yeah, because who wants to put up with all this BS? But here's a quick question: how do these decisions all of a sudden make it to the forefront of the Supreme Court for them to make a decision? How does that get fast?
So
why did this happen?
I'm glad that
Chevron?
I'm glad that you asked this. So there's a little tiny fish out there, and I've got to find the exact one. But what ends up happening is there was a regulatory challenge that went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And so
however that works. It takes a lot of money to do that.
The Supreme exactly. And a lot of the money came from the Koch brothers. They took up this case. It was a small fishery. Yeah, it was a small fishery.
We're ruled by the rich.
I'll tell you, we were in an autocracy for or an oligarchy for globally, buddy. I'll be the first one to tell you that.
Putin.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this is what happens. So the Supreme Court only makes decisions when a case comes to them. So what happened was that if we were to ever challenge any of the stuff that the Supreme Court has already said, put in stone, we would have to walk through all of the other courts and get back to the Supreme Court for them to overturn it. So all of these decisions that they have made, essentially look at them as if they are written in stone and are now the new law of the land. The only other way to reverse any of these decisions is to either bring up this again to the Supreme Court. And since the Supreme Court has already made the decisions, the lower courts are going to agree with the Supreme Court, and you're never going to get up to the Supreme Court. The other way that you can fix this or challenge this, if you like what this did and don't do anything, is actually write an amendment to the Constitution that puts these powers back in place, which then the Supreme Court would have to interpret as that and then would reverse that decision because technically the Constitution changed. So it is a big mess.
Right, it's an act of Congress to do that.
Yes, and then it has to be ratified by all 50 states, I believe. So that's what I mean. So when they decided that the president is king, we have a long journey to turn that back around.
Well, we're a country of laws.
Not anymore, sir.
We're a country of industries.
I could believe you that.
Yeah, and I see it from just a different perspective, like living it and kind of seeing it internationally, domestically, and so forth. But love the program, guys. I mean, I could, yap on, but hopefully somebody else will contribute some other
absolutely.
information however they can. But I love the fact that you guys had that baseball team on from South Elgin, and you had Matt on, and when you guys said the magic word Julio Franco, I melted. I'll bring you some of my Julio Franco baseball cards when I was in Cleveland, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for jumping in.
Okay. That's a great talk. Thank you, guys.
Good to hear from you.
Bye.
And that's a lot of it too, Ben, is they shroud everything in legalese. If you were to read the majority, the concurrence with a stipulation that Coney Barrett put together and the two dissenting, you're looking at like almost 160 pages to read. And then you throw the summary in there. So it's a lot. And then you've got to understand how it goes. But in essence, what they've said is the president can do whatever he wants or whatever they want to. Sorry, don't want to gender the office. Do whatever they want. Now, the Chevron deference means that the EPA can no longer,
regulate itself.
Yes. So what that means is Congress people who write laws do not know how many atoms of nuclear waste can go into a Cheerio before it is dangerous. All they say is make sure food ain't dangerous, right? They pass that law. Don't make food dangerous. The EPA is part of the executive branch, and the FDA is part of the executive branch, who then enforces those laws. And to enforce those laws, they have to slightly interpret them as experts.
Yeah, it's a big mess, and it's hard not to be severely discouraged in our system at the moment. And, you know, we worked so hard through human history to get to where we were. And now people are somehow thinking that we need to strip away some of the things that a lot of people thought pretty hard about. And it comes down to people not trusting the system, too much bureaucracy, too much inside type of stuff, to members only type of things. And it's going to get better. And we've had this conversation privately before. And I really do believe that it's just a squeeze and a bilking of the last opportunities before the obvious change that technology is bringing and all that stuff. So I'm just hoping that people can love themselves and focus on something other than politics, especially the big picture stuff, because at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. And we all have the same goals, and it's to, be happy.
Some of us do. The majority of us
I'm talking
are.
to the royal the public here, who this show is for.
Yes.
The public. And
not the people who say we are in the process of a second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Not those people. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them as well. Like, what the hey, bro?
Yeah.
I used to be able to chill in my house with the door unlocked and feel okay, but maybe now I'm kind of thinking about it. And
the leader of the Heritage Foundation.
Oh yeah, thanks, guy.
Kevin Roberts. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the mild threat. Right?
Yeah. It's not even veiled.
No, because they don't want to, and that's where we take it back to the cryptic message that we got of extremism is a virtue.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those like shower thoughts that you're like, I gotta get this out.
But here's the issue that I have with it too, especially about the bumper sticker messages, like eat the rich or defund the police or like all of these things. Yes, it's cool for the shock and awe aspect of slapping it on a T-shirt or to look important in front of your friends or whatever else. But at the end of the day, you have to follow that thought to its conclusion. Like, you can't just say it and then walk away. Oh, that's pretty clever. And they just completely cut your brain off.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it and go, defund the police. Oh, well, nobody really means get rid of the police. They mean spread the responsibilities out.
Yeah.
That
distribute the wealth evenly.
Distribute the responsibilities equally, but still maintain the pay and benefits of the current system for the law enforcement officers and all local governments that are there. Doesn't fit on bumper stickers and and even then, if I'm that close to read all of these, I shouldn't be driving. I'm too close to you. I need to back up.
Oh, wait, man. I had this person in front of me today who had a completely caved in trunk. Like they've obviously been rear-ended before, and they were just playing lane games in front of me. They were like going back and forth. They had their blinker on. They were slamming on their brakes, and I was just calmly following them. Like, you know, like I know what you're doing, and I know how you got that thing.
I know the last check that you got didn't go to fix that.
Yeah, so I know it's completely on me to stop because
that's true.
Whatever, but yeah, they're everywhere. So I mean, drive defensively and just be prepared for people to do dumb stuff. I feel like there's an uptick in people using and not using their signals.
Yes,
that's been happening to me personally. So
because Grand Theft Auto doesn't let you. There's no turn signal on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's the same concept. And people are just like, you know, not always going to use their turn signal. It's just one of those factors. And what I do is I look at what the car is doing, and I base all of my driving moves on that. If this car is slowing down, they might turn. So yeah, even
watch
though they don't have
people around you.
Yeah, watch context situationally. So just, I guess, a reminder to people to use those signals, but don't count on other people using them.
And that's kind of what, I guess, to wrap it up before we hit the break. But that's kind of what I think what we're doing with this country as well, because that's where I get to interact. Other than this radio station right here, interacting with the most people is when I am driving. That's it. Especially on the highway, the freeway. You got to think about how many hundreds of people you pass or
we get enough of it.
Whatever.
80 miles a day
driving. Yeah,
I've been putting it off the calculation of how long I drive. 80 miles round trip.
Yeah. But that's where it both gives me hope and despair, because I drive with you people. Like, I know the decisions you make when it is life or death decisions, especially complacent life or death decisions.
Yeah, well, that's just part of society as far as people not respecting automobile. And I don't think it's healthy if you equate everybody who cuts you off to wanting to harm you. And
oh, no, but
if you start taking liberties and projections like that, it's just not going to put you in a good place mentally. And you just really, at the end of the day, you worry about yourself and what you're doing.
Defensive driving.
And defensive driving.
But what I'm saying is that we all drive miles and miles a day. It's a thing that it's like, the stove is hot, but I use it so often I don't burn myself. I'm not with the dangers anymore.
I have an electric stove,
so with political side and traffic, it's like it's something we do every day and something that's part of our life. But if we take our hands off the wheel, it's devastating. You could affect a lot of people.
Darn tootin'. Oh, you don't have to tell this guy.
That's there. Out to lunch. WRMN. We'll be right back.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
Open Book joins the WRMN lineup every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. Tune in to Open Book with the Gale Borden Library as their team brings you the features and events the library offers. Educational, informational, and timely. Open Book includes the services Gale Borden Library offers, like the Summer Reading Program. That's Open Book, every Monday at 1 p.m. with the Gale Borden Library. Brought to you thanks to KCT Credit Union, where your financial well-being is their top priority.
Be sure to catch the first shift weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. for important information like fire tips from Elgin Fire Chief Rob Sagan.
The thing in the winter that we're more concerned with is carbon monoxide, because that we don't get in the summer. That carbon monoxide issues occur because of heating equipment. Anything that burns natural gas, if it is faulty, can generate high levels of carbon monoxide, which in time can be fatal. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of having carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Every single year you will see somewhere in the country, and usually we'll get one or two in the Chicagoland area, where you'll see multiple fatalities in one home. You can't smell carbon monoxide, you can't taste carbon monoxide, you have no idea it's happening. And so it's critically important that you have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. In Elgin, a significant investigation underway following a shooting incident involving an off-duty police officer near the intersection of Walnut Avenue and National Street. The event, which occurred around 4:35 p.m. on July 8th, prompted a large response from local law enforcement. No Elgin police officers were involved in the incident, the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force taking the lead on the investigation. In Elgin, authorities are currently investigating a recent incident of reports of gunfire in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane. Police were called to the scene around 10:45 a.m. on July 8th following reports from local residents who noted hearing what they believed to be gunshots the night before around 10 p.m. The Elgin Police Department urging anyone with information to come forward regarding this incident. Kids who love trains will love the Bumblebee Express train ride at the Gale Borden Public Library, taking place from 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. this Friday at the Gale Borden Public Library, 270 North Grove Avenue. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Welcome to Staples, young man.
Tomorrow's my big day.
Big day?
First grade.
Aw, well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue.
I need a laptop.
Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school.
Wait. The finances are Mom's department.
Right.
I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
Microsoft has new computers that put AI first, this special category called Copilot Plus PCs. They have minimum specs plus a chip just for AI. The company unveiling the first Surface devices with the designation, powered by Qualcomm chips, not Intel. One notable AI feature is called Recall. It lets your computer remember everything you do so that you can find files, images, and websites later. More tech news tips on Rich on Tech.
Every Saturday from 1 to 4, right here on WRMN.
Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. Become a part of KCT, where your financial well-being is their top priority. Visit kctcu.org. Each account insured up to $250,000 by member's choice. This institution is not federally insured.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Big win for the Cubs Tuesday 9-2 at Baltimore. Jameson Taillon got the win. He's 6-4. He struck out 7 with 4 hits allowed and 2 earned runs over 6 innings of work. Michael Busch and Ian Happ homered. Happ's 3-run homer gave Chicago a 7-2 lead in the 4th. Busch had 3 hits, including his 12th homer solo shot. That was the first run allowed by Orioles starter Dean Kramer in the 1st. The series continues tonight. 7-2 Shota Imanaga starts for Chicago. 9-3 Corbin Burns gets the nod for Baltimore. The Twins and White Sox Sox were rained out in Chicago on Tuesday. They're scheduled to play a doubleheader today. The first game, a 1:10 Central first pitch. Bailey Ober faces Eric Fetty. 4:10 first pitch scheduled for Game 2. Drew Thorpe starts for the Sox against Pablo Lopez. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's one-day sale has summer's greatest savings. Shop limited time specials like 40 to 60% off everything for this weekend's Backyard Bash. From the Cellar Barbecue, Henkel's, and Tupperware. 40 to 70% off fine jewelry from Effie, Levion, and more. And 30 to 55% off bras, pajamas, and more basics. Hurry in. Our one-day sale starts Tuesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back-to-school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a cart, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. This is WRMN, WRMN 1410. That's on the AM dial. Those numbers, we didn't just pick those numbers. It's not like a username or something. We're like, we want to be WRMN. No, too many of them. How's WRMN 1410 sound? Is that okay? No, it's the AM dial.
You could only have your voice over the radio in a certain amount of space.
That's it. Only there. So welcome to the AM dial. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the YouTube side. All of the different places that you can enjoy the programming here on WRMN. If you're checking the YouTube side of it, that's where all of our programming that we produce here in-house goes. So if it's in the studio, in Studio 14, you can find it on YouTube.
So many great shows. The variety from Steve Thoren's Music Memories, which is going to be live tomorrow from Oak Crest. So tune in then. It's going to be an awesome show, and as it is every week, just playing songs that have nostalgic value. Great thing to hear on the radio, especially on WRMN. And we just had Marcus Mack in with Truth About Chicago Sports. So we go from oldies, and if you listen to the show, it's not all oldies. There's a lot of good, awesome, relevant songs from the 80s, 90s.
You just gave me a list that has Rod Stewart on it and a whole bunch of other things. So it's not the golden oldies for everything.
Yes. And then we do shows like Out to Lunch here, where we'll talk about politics. We'll tell you about immaculate innings. We'll tell you all that stuff. And then we go straight up sports talk for an hour on Saturday, and we're hoping to get more sports programming. And it's
on Sunday for Max.
Sunday, yeah, for Truth About Chicago Sports. It's Sunday at 12.
12 to 1, yep. 12 to 1, Matt comes in. And then yesterday I had Bill Pellerinos, who's floating around the building somewhere. He does Four Corners Radio on Saturday afternoons, 2 to 1, or 1 to noon to 1 on that. I can tell time. I'm good. He's on there. And then we had Court on for Court CD Showcase. That show's going to start up here soon. Matt is now producing his own show in an actual, like, hey, we're not trying to sell you something, but in an actual radio format, which I think is great. He's doing a really good job with that. I look forward to what him and he's partnering with Dean a little bit on some of these things. Then on the weekends, he sits in here with Bill Pellerinos, too. I've listened to Matt's shows, and the thing that I really like that he does is he'll tell you the positive, he's great at putting positive spins on things. Yes. For one. And then also he'll tell you the stories that aren't positive stories. And just very matter of factly, this is the news. And just so in that, it's informative and it doesn't leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. No, it is hopium all day with this guy. He is our resident optimist. If we're all going, oh my gosh, this is such a gloomy day, he's like, partly cloudy means that it's partly sunny. Yeah. he's that guy. He's and we love him for it. You should love him too here on the station. Go to WRMN1410.com. You should be able to see our full lineup on there. More shows to come as well. We're working on some more non-divisive. That's what we're looking for, is something that doesn't just tear people apart. Now, I'm not going to say it's not argumentative. I'm not going to say that it's not debating. It's not conversational. It's not that. I'm not going to tell you that it's not those things. But I will tell you it won't be divisive. We try not to call names. We try as hard as we can to just lay out the facts. There's no point in having a debate where we just call each other names in some sort of vaguity. Yeah, we're all you and I and the people who do shows with us in WRMN, and of course we have the disclaimer on most of the shows anyway. Yeah. But our style is that it's fact-based opinions and debate. It's a friendly debate. That's the way to do it about everything. We said which movie, if you had to get rid of it, would it be Bueller or would it be the Blues Brothers? If you had to get rid of one of them, like that's the debate. You did it. That was it. That was the debate. Ben, come back, Ben, no. That's Chicago heritage right there. But okay, maybe I should say, of the three, it is Blues Brothers. Can we just settle on getting rid of Ben Stein at this point? Just get rid of Ben Stein in general. Dry eyes. Is he a Chicagoan? No, he was in Ferris Bueller, though. Yeah, Bueller. We talked about Ben Stein yesterday, too, when we were talking about Ben Stein's money. Nice. Back when we were saying it was the peak of Comedy Central at the time. I like Ben Stein just fine. Do you remember the game Beat the Geeks? Great show. Thank you. I talked to them yesterday, and they were like, because I'm like, man, I've got a music geek, and I've got the movie geek sitting here. I feel like I'm on a Comedy Central game show, and they looked at me like I was a crazy person. I was like, am I the TV geek? Is that what happened? Sonar, we talk about this. You got to play to your demographic, all right? We're on the radio. I know we're on YouTube, too, and hopefully getting some traction amongst the younger crowd, because, the radio station's for everybody. They brought up a concept, Ben, and this, I think, plays into our eclectic personality for the shows and things like that. They brought up music theory. Well, we were like, or music therapy. And we were like, well, maybe there's movie therapy. Maybe there's TV therapy. Nice. Because you think about how you get that trigger, you get that memory, and you just, boom, you're teleported right there to that happy memory. I could tell you mine. Yeah? What is it? The trilogy, man. The trilogy? Yeah. Star Wars? Loader? Lord of the Rings. Okay. Extended edition.
plus the all the commentaries and stuff, and the extra behind the scenes stuff. I have downloaded on. I purchased it on Vudu, which is a service that you could go and download onto all your devices copies. It's not a competition with Amazon, but just another
Other place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're owned by them anyway. So it's one of those things. But yeah, the Lord of the Rings will always just put me in my happy place. Like,
does the Hobbit get in there at all, or just Lord of the Rings?
Just usually. I haven't purchased the Hobbit yet, but I enjoy those movies too. And I'm looking forward to the new ones that come out. But usually, yeah, like on election day or like other sad days, I'll just throw those on and be like, okay, I voted, but it didn't count. But the Lord of the Rings are on, so okay.
But it did. Okay.
Yeah, it just feels like that.
But your vote literally counts. Like somebody has to literally count it.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Like when people say your vote doesn't count, no, it has to. It has to. Somebody, even if it's look, you can say my vote was a wash, my vote was canceled out by somebody else, my vote didn't tip the needle, whatever it is, but your vote counts.
It matters to get out there. And the real thing, I'm talking about, it feels like that because I've, in the last couple primaries and main elections, the people I voted for have been third-party candidates. So that's just how it feels to me. But that's part of being that political mind, is knowing that I'm voting in some form of a protest, kind of.
Yeah, and you're not trying
and also focusing locally.
Yeah, and you're not trying to place a bet. This isn't like DraftKings or something like, okay, DraftKings, my vote is going to be for this guy because I think he'll actually win.
Yeah, a lot of people do treat it like that.
No, vote for the person that, like, same thing. It's not a taxi service. It's a bus stop. So vote for the route that takes you closest to the place you want to go.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Not to turn around and say, well, that bus route actually is going to get put together, and I guess it goes the different direction I want to go. But it's a bus stop that will get created.
I saw a good video on this. It was just an older gentleman talking about how basically every single candidate has had shortcomings, and this is not a new thing to where it's not who you want to vote for in any capacity. And I agreed with that part of it, and thought of how I felt for Obama's second term, Wrmn, and it was like, this is who we got. Like, and I'm looking back like, man, I wish we.
I'll take Obama.
That was pretty good.
Right
I'll take. Yeah, jeez.
Well, and this is where everybody keeps saying, "Well, this is Biden's time to step aside and do it." No, it's not.
That was before.
That was easily 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, remember when we slipped through the primary season without this being a big initiative by a lot of people?
And that's what so many of these people are saying now is like, well, look at the weak turnout on the primaries. Like, you didn't have a real primary.
Yeah, I voted.
It's the same thing that I know we brought up SCOTUS as well, but it's the same thing Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown kept pulling out is like, look, you turn around and you stop ruling on these things. They keep coming up to you. They keep saying, hey, Supreme Court, make a decision, make a decision, make a decision. And you don't make a decision for 5-6 years. You just keep pushing those off until finally you cherry pick something. You make the decision because, for the last 5 or 6 years, nothing's been happening. Yeah, you're the one not doing anything.
It goes back to the Tuberville thing.
Yeah.
No promotions.
Exactly. If you are the one obstructing, you cannot be the one that also complains that nothing is working.
It's a gross tactic.
Because of we don't follow along and we don't remember anymore. They look at all the rest of us as just goldfish and go, oh, well, you know what? If I wait 5 years, they'll all forget that I did something 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And for this, even with to bring it back to Biden, they have until like August to switch him out if any kind of thing happens. You got to look at all of the ballots that are being put together now. You went to all of these states and said, this is the person we're putting on.
It's just so bad, and it looks so bad now that the party's fractured and they're not focusing on anything that they should be, i.e. the swing states and campaigning there. And the more that this goes on, which it seems like it's not going to quiet down, the less good it's going to be for the campaign. So
exactly,
it's S or get off the P at this time.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where we're sitting with it, and we're in this with you too, listener. We're here with you. We don't get executive privilege or absolute immunity for things. You and I, we're in this just like everybody else, and that's where we've all got to stick together.
Take care of your neighbors.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the swell of things. If you want something to be different, like if you're turning around and saying, "Look, I don't like this." Like let's look at let's pick on the Heritage Foundation because I like to. The Heritage Foundation is a non-for-profit 501c3. According to the IRS, a 501c3 cannot support a political candidate or any political policies. Just as that. So you want to talk about people that break the law and nobody cares because they don't enforce it. Yeah. Well, there's a campaign right now where you can go onto the IRS website and complain that there is a 501c3 that has a political side. You can actually go into, I got to look up the actual form, but you can go to the IRS and complain and say, hey, there's a 501c3 that's doing this. It's like if the NFL said, we're going to vote for Biden. The NFL is a 501c3.
Yeah.
They cannot turn around and say, this is what we do or anything like that. So if you have an entire foundation who writes political policies.
Yeah, aren't they a think tank? Isn't that their whole thing?
But they are also tax exempt. So you can't be both.
What a problem. What a problem we have.
But that's what I mean, is especially with Cleveland Dennis jumping into it, is we're getting to a point now where they have now started to close all of these loopholes or all of the ways that we can fight back quickly. And now they don't care that they say the quiet part out loud. Yeah. Because what are you going to do about it? 77% of you don't want this matchup. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, well, you going to primary harder?
Yeah, and to make it less scary, though, for the populace.
I'm sorry. Dr. Doom over here with this.
It's appropriate, man. I swear.
I'm scared, man.
It's always been to some degree that where, JFK had terrible pain and back problems. Eisenhower just got done with one of the largest wars in history, leading that. Eleanor Roosevelt was in a wheelchair for his third term. You had Nixon, all Nixon's crazy stuff. Ford, whatever nachos, beer,
Taft.
That's all I remember from Gerald Ford is the Simpsons episode.
Oh yeah,
where he's on that one. It's funny, but yeah, there's been problems with every high up election for president. So it's nothing new, and we're not in a great place right now.
The biggest thing that scares me, Ben, is the Airbud rules have taken over.
Yeah, sure have.
It's no longer, oh, hey, there's a dog that plays. It's now you're playing humans.
Yeah.
You didn't know that you could play Airbuds.
Yeah.
You didn't know that there was a whole family of Airbuds that you could put in the roster instead of humans. Why aren't you playing
Are
Airbuds?
they the same litter? Are they related?
I think so. I think they're all in the same family.
Chocolate and yellow labs can come from a yellow lab or a chocolate lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Kind of like cats.
Yeah.
But there it is. Out to lunch. We kind of finished it with some nonsense because we got to. Listen tomorrow. We'll be out at Oakcrest live. And we've also got the Rib Fest.
Yes. Oh, excited.
See you then. Oh, Democracy Now! Is next. Enjoy. Take it away, Amy.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Massiano's Pizza and Pastaria of Elgin. There is one inexhaustible aspect of everyday life that never dulls, namely the simple pleasure of eating and drinking. Massiano's wants to make sure that this is the best part of your day. Visit Massianos.com and sign up to view their special offers all year long. Delivery, carry-out, or dine-in, enjoy it anyway, because life is good at Massiano's.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 2 o'clock.
Rafah also have been witnessing large-scale bombardment
Even television stations, the Chinese embassy, and 20 years aggression against Iraq, the aggression 2011 against Libya. That shows us this is just